Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Let's quickly recap how the National League wildcard game was rigged. In the preview, I said to look for the number 74. If you're new to my channel, I expose how sports are scripted by the numbers using numerology and gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. In the AL wildcard, it was decided with a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 11th, Blue Jays over the Orioles. The home run was a major tribute to Joe Carter. I have a video on it. Check it out in the description. The batter who hit the home run, Edwin Encarnacion, his name in gematria sums to 74. The player who hit the home run last night, Conor Gillaspie for the Giants, 3-run home run in the ninth. Conor Gillaspie equals 74, just like wild card. 74, the very special number to the Freemasons. I documented earlier this year when A-Rod retired. He retired 74 days before the World Series. This is a big number in professional sports. It always shows up, and here it has shown up again. What we're going to do in this video is look at the parallels from the AL wildcard and NL wildcard and what those parallels foreshadow for the upcoming Super Bowl in Houston, Super Bowl 51. Remember, this year's the 112th World Series. Houston equals 112. There's always parallels between sports championships because they are run worldwide by the Freemasons, the Zionists, who do things by the numbers. Numerology, gematria. Masonic equals 74, Jewish 74. Numbers that are always coded into the things they control, such as professional sports. So look at this. Last night's game was the San Francisco Giants visiting the New York Mets in New York. Remember, the Giants originally from New York, like the Dodgers. Once upon a time, 4 major baseball teams in New York. Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Giants. Giants-Mets last night. The Giants won it with a 3-run home run in the 9th inning. And that is a major tribute to New York. New York equals 39. Last year, the Mets in the 111th World Series, New York the big way, 111, the small way, 39. The Mets only won 1 game. They won it 3-9. A score I predicted before the game. Everything in New York is 39. When A-Rod retired this year, 74 days before the World Series, he played 1 out at third base in the 9th inning, 3-9, retiring with the Yankees. New York, the United Nations there, it's 39 floors tall. The date of establishment for New York, a date with 39 numerology. The first governor of New York was George Clinton, born in 1739. The name George equals 39. NY in simple English equals 39, the New York abbreviation, MSG for Madison Square Garden. Let us not forget that the name Madison alone equals 39. He once made 39 proposals that became the 10 Bill of Rights. When you write out 10 as a word, it sums to 39. It's why Eli Manning wears number 10. It's why he just lost with 10 points in the scripted Sunday Night Football. It's why there's 10 commandments from the 39 books of the Old Testament that the Jewish faith goes by. New York's the Empire State, 39. The other team to lose in the AL wild card was the Orioles. Orioles also has this gematria of 39. Orioles, the big way, is 93. They lost in a tribute to Joe Carter's 3-run home run in the 93 World Series, which the Blue Jays won. Again, if you missed my video on that, check it out in the description. It's all by the numbers. With regards to this year's Super Bowl in Houston, it'll be in NRG Stadium where construction began March 9th, 3-9. NRG equals 39. Every single New York Super Bowl ever won, 4 by the Giants, 1 by the Jets, they've all been tributes to the number 39. I have a video on that. It's with my A-Rod retirement. I'll link it down in the description. 39, the New York number. This is why the scripted 3-run home run in the 9th. The date of yesterday's game, October 5th, 2016, a date with 51 numerology. It's going to be Super Bowl 51 this year in Houston. New York Mets equals 51. They fell on their number last night. Houston Texans, who are hosting the Super Bowl 51. We just saw the oil pipeline break September 9th that runs from New York to Houston. Last year, just before the NFL season was kicking off, We saw the Gold King Mine river disaster in Colorado. The Denver Broncos in Colorado would go on to win the golden anniversary of the Super Bowl in San Francisco, named after the Gold Rush 49ers. Conspiracy equals 51 the small way. The word conspiracy equals 123 the big way. And from the date of last night's game to Super Bowl 51 is 123 days. Now think about this. Since February, I've been showing all of this coding for the New York Giants to be in the Super Bowl, as well as the Baltimore Colts. And the stories keep adding up. The New Jersey train wreck last week in Hoboken, the last time that happened, the Giants went on to the Super Bowl. Think about this. 58 years ago was the greatest game ever played. Greatest game ever played equals 99, a number connected to 13. We just saw A-Rod retire after 13 seasons at age 41. 41's the 13th prime. When you write out 13 as a word, it sums to 99. Greatest game ever played equals 99. That pipeline leak began 9/9, September 9th, that runs from New York to Houston. Andrew Luck, his father played for the Houston Oilers. Andrew Luck played high school ball in Houston. The stadium has these 39 New York connections. The Giants are trying to become 5-1 in Super Bowl 51 if they make it. Anyhow, all of this scripting, all of this foreshadowing, the Super Bowl 58 years ago was the greatest game ever played between the Baltimore Colts and the New York Giants. Baltimore just got eliminated in the wild card AL. And in the NL, the Giants won. Giants over Baltimore, Giants over Colts. More and more just keeps falling into place by the numbers, you know? Indianapolis equals 123. Indianapolis, 123. Remember, Prince died on the 112th day of the year? On the anniversary of Purple Rain this year, Jim Irsay bought Prince's most valued guitar, the owner of the Colts. Houston 112, 112th World Series. Prince died at age 57. When you write out 57, connects to World Series equals 57. Again, last year, after the World Series, 57 days after, Dave Henderson dropped dead at age 57. Henderson equals 57. Played his last game with the Kansas City Royals, who won the World Series. So Giants last night won 3-0. There were 30 at-bats for both teams. Both teams had exactly 30 at-bats, 3-0. 30 years ago, the last time the Mets won the World Series, 86, over the Boston Red Sox. 30, a number connected to Saturn, the keeper of time. A lot of things in New York coded with Saturn. Numbers of Saturn, 21, 30, 93. A lot of things in New York, 39, 93. The hits yesterday, 5-4. Remember, baseball equals 54. 54 games, or 54 outs in a full game, 27 outs for each team. Yesterday's game also fell on the day that leaves 87 days left in the year. Both teams came in with 87 wins. The Giants emerged with their 88th win. With regards to 87 and New York, right now there's a very New York-centered presidential election. Voting equals 87, so does Clinton. If Hillary Clinton wins, she's going to be the 45th president. Her husband was Bill, number 42. 42 plus 45, 87. Clinton, rigged sports, rigged elections, tributes by the numbers. This is how things go in this world. That's why there were all the articles written around the time of the NBA Finals where when the team from the West wins, historically, there's a Republican president in an election year. When a team from the East wins, historically, there's a Democratic president. This year, a team from the East won. Hillary Clinton running on the Democratic ticket. Interesting that the Democratic convention was in Philadelphia, where the Warriors are originally from. Philadelphia Warriors won the first basketball championship. And the Republican convention was in Cleveland, where the Cavs are from. So anyway, with regards to the Giants, the baseball Giants getting their 88th win last night in New York in this one-game playoff, the quarterback for the Giants in the football league, Eli Manning, or full birth name Alicia Nelson Manning, in gematria sums to 88. And Madison Bumgarner equals 75. San Francisco Giants equals 75. Both teams had 75 losses. Madison Bumgarner became 8-3 in the playoffs with a complete game shutout. I talked about in the preview how a lot of people say he's the greatest playoff pitcher ever, and now he adds to his legacy, complete game shutout, becoming 8-3. The word football equals 83. And yesterday in my preview video, somebody down in the comments wrote it out perfectly. They said Bumgarner was going to win. He's going to be 8-3. He pointed out that Noah equals 38. The game was 38 days from his birthday, and the Mets were about to earn their 38th home loss of the season, which they did. That guy called it perfectly. The Giants coming in with 42 away wins, that might have also been a clue, as well as the 39 losses. Again, everything in New York coded 39. NYC equals 42. Giants won Super Bowl 42. NYG equals 46. Giants won Super Bowl 46. Giants away record coming into the game, I think, was a clue. One I overlooked in the preview. But as I said in the preview, I did it quick. I just wanted to tell people to look for the number 74, and I'm glad I did because the game winner hit by another 74. Again, 5-4 hits, baseball 54. Box score 30 at-bats for both teams. 30 at-bats, 3-0, 30 years since the Mets won. Here's where it gets awesome. Look at how Bumgarner had 119 pitches, 119 in his complete game. Somebody sent me this text, who gambles, before the game, and said, look at this. I've never seen a line that's negative 119 before in the whole time I've been paying attention. And they've been paying attention since November of last year, so almost a full year. Negative 119 to the Giants, and by game's end, look at it, 119 pitches. The Mets, as a team, had 155 pitches. Also, Syndergaard, the starter, had 108. The Cubs this year, 108-year curse, 108 stitches on the baseball. We'll talk about that 155. Remember that number as well. 119, though, it's this special number to the Freemasons, to the Zionists who have created American baseball, who have created American football, who have ruled over this nation since it was created, who still control everything to this day. And for our entire American history, it's all been done by the numbers, the same numbers we're talking about in this video. There's a reason this nation's birthday is 7-4, and they coded in everything. Masonic 74, Jewish 74, Holiday 74, Independence Day 74, English 74, Gematria 74. Anyway, Star of David 119, All-Seeing Eye 119, Master Plan 119. Think about September 11th in New York, 11/9. I think it's interesting, too, that Noah lost, on the eve before this big storm, Hurricane Matthew, comes into the United States. That's happening today, a date with 52 numerology. Hurricane equals 52, flood equals 52, prophecy 52. There's things that are more concerning that are rigged than just even sports games. How about rigged hurricanes meant to destroy where people live? That might be what I'm talking about 24 hours from now. I'm hoping they're just scaring us with this storm and it's not going to get anyone, but remains to be seen. Things are lining up by the numbers. So the game lasted 3 hours and 11 minutes, one of their favorite numbers. And look at the guy who ended the game pretty much in the ninth, Conor Gillaspie. His name in Gematria sums to 155, like the total amount of pitches that the Mets pitching staff had. Science equals 155 in Jewish Gematria. Christianity equals 155. It's a number with 11 numerology, 1 + 5 + 5. New York, the 11th state. Look at this. Conor Gillaspie, the small way, sums to 74, just like Edwin Encarnacion, who had the Blue Jays Dave Roberts tribute the night prior in the AL wildcard. Or excuse me, Dave Roberts, I mean Joe Carter. Joe Carter tribute the night before in the AL wildcard. Edwin Encarnacion hit the 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 11th. Exactly 95 days before his birthday. Blue Jays equals 95. Joe Carter equals 95. Baltimore equals 95, who he defeated. Orioles equals 93. Joe Carter hit his blast in 93 to left field, just like Edwin Encarnacion. Also, Blue Jays the small way equals 23. The game was on a date with a life lesson number of 23, and it has been 23 years since Joe Carter's walk-off home run. So anyway, 2 nights in a row, 3-run home runs by the numbers. Conor Gillaspie, Edwin Encarnacion, 74-74. In the year where A-Rod retired in New York 74 days before the World Series. New York's on the 74th meridian, the coordinate. Wild card equals 74, walk-off 74, Masonic, Jewish occult, that special number to the nation. Check this out for Conor Gillaspie. He got his major league debut with the Giants. He then went and played years for the Chicago White Sox. The Giants are now about to go play the Chicago Cubs. He got his start on July 18th, 1987. Or excuse me, he was born then. 87, a big number on the game last night. He got his MLB debut September 9th, 2008. Now this is what we're going to talk about here. What's up with this September 9th, 2008? So look at this. September 9th, 9-9. Illinois equals 99, 13 equals 99. Of course, he got his debut with the Giants, but now here it is. This big moment in his career going into the AL Division Series against the Chicago Cubs, who have all this history weighing against them right now. When you write out Illinois, it sums to 99, just like when you write out 13. Special numbers to the history of this nation. This guy got his start on 9-9 on 2008, a date with 46 numerology. Chicago, the big way, equals 46. Chicago Cubs, the small way, equals 46. This guy gets the home run to send them off to a series against the Chicago Cubs when he has history with the White Sox. From his date of birth to his big home run last night was 79 days. The word champion equals 79. They're the champion of the wild card game. See what happens in the ALDS. With regards to this 9-9, remember I documented that the Cubs series against the Houston Astros began on September 9th. Houston equals 112. This is the year of the 112th World Series. Recall earlier this year on the 112th day of the year, the same day Prince died, the Cubs got the first no-hitter of the season. Arrieta, he got it 46 days after his birthday. Illinois, the small way, sums to 45. So does 13, the small way. Wrigley equals 45. Cubs equals 45. The last time the Cubs in a World Series in 45. Isn't it amazing the way they script this, plan all this out? That Jabba the Hutt looking guy is probably watching this video thinking it's still a coincidence. Poor thing. If you missed my video on my Jabba the Hutt critic from yesterday, it's in with the video on the Pope telling the big businesses of the world not to corrupt professional sports, as if they're, pure right now. They've been scripted for decades. They've been scripted for a century. So anyway, this guy, Conor Michael Gillespie, he's got some interesting birth numerology as well. He's got the number 112. Houston equals 112, 112th World Series, Cubs playing Houston on a significant date. The manager for the Rangers, which is who I expect to be in the World Series for the American League, he's from Houston. This year, the unexpected death of the Marlin. Remember, the Marlins established in 93. His name equaled 93. Their next game was against New York, 39-93 land. That player died 112 days from the manager's birthday of the Rangers, and I don't think that's a coincidence. He was also born on a date with 131 numerology. When you write out 57, it equals 131, just like championship, just like Super Bowl, World Series 57. Again, Dave Henderson, dead at age 57, 57 days after the World Series last year. Look at this stuff, Truth Seeker. Just always the same. 3-9 in New York. This is how you know the games are scripted beyond a shadow of a doubt. I would love to hear this Jabba the Hutt dude who was criticizing me yesterday explain how this could just be over all the years. Every single sports championship for New York centered around 39, these constant 39 tributes. Every single New York Super Bowl comes back to the number 39. All of them. Every New York win, 39. I'm going to link that video in the description. 39 divisible by 13. A-Rod retired at age 41 this year. 41's the 13th prime after 13 seasons. 13 seasons with the Yankees. From the day he retired to the start of the World Series, 74 days, you know? New York Yankees got that gematria of 74, City on the 74th meridian. So there it is, Truth Seeker, another scripted game by the numbers. You can't always predict accurately unless you have enough details. And when I did my prediction video talking about looking for 74, I told you guys it was a quick video. Don't bet on the information. Look for the 74. Do the further research. Now we know why Conor Gillaspie was the man. There's a lot coded into this. It's no coincidence. The 3-run blast in the 9th inning from this man. Until next time.